What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel with your host that does the absolute most, spiritual intellectual 777, here once again, also known as a young blood. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the alpha female in the female personality traits 101 series. Now, before we get this video up and popping, make sure to go ahead and smash the hell out of that like button so that we can go ahead and boost this video up in the YouTube algorithm. That helps my channel out a lot. It helps it gets more exposure, helps me help more and more people. So the more that you guys go ahead and click that like button, the more that, this channel is going to be spread all across the YouTube platform. So I highly appreciate it if you guys did that really quick. Only takes 0.2 seconds. Also, if you guys are not aware and you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you can go ahead and click the link in the description below to go ahead and join my private Facebook group exclusively for my YouTube channel subscribers. So go ahead and do that right now as well, and I'll accept your invite in. And then also, you can go ahead and copy some merch right now by clicking the link in the description below. And I'm wearing one of my shirts right now, so go ahead and peep that real quick. Go get you some merch right now if you've been, on the channel for a little while now and you like the content. And also make sure to go ahead and claim your free guided meditation by clicking the link in the description below. I got a lot of links in the description, I know, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? Just keeping it real. But yeah, go ahead and get your free guided meditation because, I want to give you guys a free gift of mine for being a subscriber on my channel. You know what I'm saying? And also, speaking of subscribing, if you're brand new to this channel, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button real quick and hit that bell right next to it so you get notified every single Friday that I upload videos on this channel. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first trait of an alpha female is that they have the know-it-all mentality, and the reason being is because, they have an inflated ego, which tells them that, they don't need nothing, that they are, perfect the way they are, and that they know everything. So they don't have to take advice from anybody, which makes a lot of the times alpha females hard to be around simply because, they just have this prideful mentality. And their pride gets the best of them, and that's often what gets them in trouble a lot of the times, and gets them in sticky situations because they refuse to swallow their pride and know that, they don't know everything. But they act like they do because they deep down have some unresolved issues and insecurities inside of them to where they overcompensate by, trying to appear like they know it all, when in reality they don't. And they won't admit to their faults, and that's why, a lot of people don't want to be around them. You know what I'm saying? Because, their prideful attitude, just pretty much keeps them stuck, right? They think they know it all. They're very prideful, and they're not, coachable a lot of the time. So that oftentimes gets them stuck in these cycles unnecessarily. And a lot of times they do it to themselves, and then they wonder why, they have a hard time getting a man. They, can't seem to find the right friends, and they have a lot of people who keep using them up and spitting them out, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and move on to the second point of the video. The third most common trait in alpha females is that they have this, strong, independent woman attitude, right? And, because of that attitude, like I said in the first point, she's very prideful in that she feels like she doesn't need anybody's help on anything, and that she's got it herself. She has to do it her own way, or it's the highway. And it just makes life hard for them. And because of this attitude, she doesn't work well with others because she's prideful and she has a Machiavellian nature, and she sabotages, and because of this, she sabotages any great relationship, platonic or romantic, in her life, simply because she's not wanting to work with other people. And oftentimes, alpha females are in denial about the insecurities, and they mask them by, wearing the strong, independent woman mask, right? And this is so common in women in general in America, especially the ones who are in positions of power, like being a CEO, a business owner, entrepreneur, you name it. And a prime example of, someone who's an alpha female is, Tahari P. Henson's character in Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, to where she pretty much plays this executive or CEO of a company. I forgot what her job title is, but she's in a high income bracket to where she earns about $100,000 a year, and she feels like she doesn't need to loosen up a bit and to be open to change and different possibilities of life, because she's so focused on getting the bag and getting the material things that, she's oftentimes blinded by, her own greed and, just basically thinking that she's got everything under control and she knows everything. And other females who fit this personality type are Beyonce, Madonna, and Elizabeth Rodriguez's character on Orange Is the New Black, Alita Diaz. And then you have, the Miranda Priestley character on The Devil Wears Prada. So those, if you guys are wondering, who are examples of alpha females, I just wanted to name a few just so you guys will know. And also, because of this mentality, I think I already said that point, and she doesn't want anyone to outshine her, which is another reason why, she's unable to work with other people, because she just has this fear that, like, oh my God, such and such is going to outshine me. So let me make sure I assert my dominance and not take direction from people, because, I don't want anybody else having spotlight. And with that being said, let's move on to the next point. So the third trait of an alpha female is that they're very Machiavellian. And this pretty much means that she's known for getting what she wants through pure manipulation tactics, because like I said in the last point, she don't want anyone to outshine her, and she's going to do every single thing in her power to make sure that nobody outshines her. And speaking of outshining, have you guys read that 48 Laws of Power book, to where the first law says never outshine the master? Well, she pretty much knows this very law very well, and she pretty much, will make sure that nobody that's quote unquote underneath her outshines her. And she's gonna do the most cruelest, vile, mean things to them just to keep her position. And another thing is that she's indifferent to other people's pain. She pretty much doesn't care who she steps on to get to that place of success, right? She'll pretty much trample and stomp over anybody to make sure that she keeps her rightful place. You know what I mean? And so we all know about the universal laws, to where, like, if you do somebody dirty, you pretty much are going to get negative karma, right? And so with the law of karma, she may be sitting on a high horse right now, but eventually, karma is going to catch up to her without her realizing it. And, it's going to feel like the worst days of her life, simply because, she did all of them people dirty. And now she has to repay all of that karmic debt, based upon how much she's, manipulated people and hurt them along the way to get to where she is. And she'll ultimately just lose every single thing that she has because of it. You know what I mean? And also, other women are intimidated by her because she is highly manipulative and uses fear tactics to keep them in line. And yeah, this may work for a while, but, after a while, the women around her are going to resent her being there. And because of their resentment, they're eventually going to strike back and make sure, the alpha female gets the payback that, she deserves because she did them dirty. And I don't know if you guys have ever played this game back in the day on the PS2 or whatnot, but I remember playing Def Jam Fight for New York. And in the storyline, D-Mob says, you can make a dog afraid of you when you're staring it right in the face. But matter of fact, I'm gonna just go ahead and roll you the clip so you guys can go ahead and hear what D-Mob has to say for yourself.
Listen, Crow thinks fear is power, but he's wrong. A beaten dog may fear you, but the second you turn your back, he's gonna strike.
You see? And that's exactly what's gonna happen to the alpha female if she doesn't learn to control herself and to work on making herself a better person so that, she can attract, the right people around her who actually want to do things for her and actually want to, be a friend, business partner, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, they'll step, and they're known for, being in that Queen of Swords energy, in the card in reverse. And if you guys have, studied tarot, or if you're a tarot reader yourself, you would know that the Queen of Swords that's like upside down is basically like cold-hearted and, pretty much uncompassionate. Like, I don't care about you. I do what I want. And, you're just basically, like I said at the beginning of this point, you're indifferent. A person can be hurting badly right now and they're asking you for help and you're like, yeah, I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you at all. And also, with that being said, of her being Machiavellian, they're gonna step over everyone's boundaries. It doesn't matter who you are. She's gonna step all over your boundaries, just to meet her own needs and to keep herself happy, right? And also another thing is that they attract beta males to them a lot of the times. And a lot of times, beta males have these mommy issues and, they're super passive. They don't know what they want and they let people just walk all over them, which makes them perfect candidates for, getting up with alpha females. And alpha females, are very, have this dominant attitude that they have to dominate everything and that they have to control everything. And the beta male is very passive and docile. So in theory, it's a match made in heaven, but in actuality, it's a very toxic relationship. And so with that being said, moving on to the next point. So another aspect of an alpha female is that she has no filter pretty much. And, because she has no filter, she'll wind up saying things a lot of the times that hurts people's feelings. But like I said in the last point, she doesn't really care about that. And she winds up pushing away otherwise great people who she could have built so many cool friendships with. But because of that attitude of, I'm going to say what's ever on my mind. I don't care if it's your feelings, da-da-da-da-da. Which, I respect people like that who, say what's on their mind and, they're embodying the authenticity. But there's a fine line between doing that and just letting yourself say whatever comes out of your mouth just because. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know the difference between, being your authentic self and not biting your tongue versus just saying the first thing that comes out of your mind, right? And another thing is that she mistakes this as keeping it real as an excuse to project her issues upon other people. And a lot of times, alpha females are unhealed and they'll wind up just using everyone else around them as emotional punching bags because they may have went through something so traumatic in their childhood or even through some of their adulthood life. And then she'll use that, as an excuse to really just project her own stuff on everybody. And everyone just is getting a hit of this negative energy, which in turn, they're going to turn the other cheek and walk away because, they're not going to deal with that individual's negative energy. And, She uses, having no filter as a means of getting attention because, alpha females have to be the center of attention, and they have to, feel like they dominate the room and that they're dominating everybody. So they'll pretty much just say pretty much anything just to get people to pay attention to them. And she attracts a lot of bad vibes to herself because she can't control her tongue. And like I said, it's okay for you to speak your mind, but you also have to know how to control your tongue at the same time. And alpha females oftentimes have trouble with this. And because it is, they'll wind up, saying the wrong thing that they can't take back. And then, other people, will just be like, you know what, you can go ahead and do whatever you want. I'm not going to hang around you because I see now that, you're a horrible person to be around, right? And so until alpha females heal within themselves, they're going to continue to have problems within themselves, and also other people in general, as I go down the list in this series. And so, I pretty much have nothing else to say for this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the very next point. So the very last point of this video is alpha females are drama queens, right? And they're just known for attracting drama left and right because of their Machiavellian nature. And oftentimes, alpha females sit around and say like, why can't I get a good man? Why are all the good men hard to find? I can't seem to catch a break when it comes to this, dating game and whatever. Well, the reason being is that good men just have common sense. And good men oftentimes avoid her like the plague because she attracts way too much chaos in her life, right? And and then she goes around and complaining about there's no good men left. It's like, no, there's plenty of good men out there that's willing to wife a woman up, but they're just not gonna date you because you attract, like I said, way too much chaos energy into your life, and they don't want no part of that because they've already been there and done that. They know what they want and they know what they don't want, and they know exactly what type of woman that they want, and it doesn't include a drama-filled woman. So good men are just going to stay in their lane and stay single for a while until they find Mrs. Right who can match his energy. And speaking of men, the quality of men oftentimes alpha females attract are low quality men. Just like with business owners, who have personal issues, they tend to attract low quality leads. And so oftentimes, alpha females will attract men who are very docile, passive, who don't want to take their lives to the next level, who want to live off of her and who want to, treat her like crap and all this stuff and take her for granted. And this is because, if you guys study universal or the spiritual laws, you would know that, everything in life is a mirror. And in essence, these very men that she's attracting are mirroring back to her how uncompassionate she is and how Machiavellian she is. And so she's practically attracting, who's a match to her, vibrationally and all that stuff. So if this describes you as a woman and you find yourself attracting a lot of these men, I would seriously just take the time and really just process this information and go within yourself and really pinpoint where your issues are coming from so that you're no longer acting that way and you're no longer attracting a bunch of chaos into your life. Because remember, like I said, everything that you're attracting from out there is usually a reflection of what's happening in here. So really, in actuality, it's an internal issue more than anything. And if you're serious about your healing, you can go ahead and contact, my fiance, Virginia Francisco, by clicking the link in the description below so that you can talk with her, book your session with her, and, really implement the strategies that she has taught me and taught numerous other clients. And, bada bing, bada boom, if you not team up with her, if you message her, book your session, and implement what she says, Your life will literally change just like that. And also, you know, she's a drama queen because she has abandonment issues from childhood, and she overcompensates for this insecurity by being very over the top to get other people's attention. You know what I mean? And she creates drama out of nowhere and by gossiping and manipulating other people. And then, you know, after she watches the drama unfold, she waltzes in as a savior for both, as a savior of both sides, which is a classic control tactic, right? Because she'll basically create drama out of nowhere, and then she's gonna come in and act like, you know, she's a saint and she's there to save the day, when in actuality she was the mastermind behind all of that. And you know, that's like a very dysfunctional way to live your life, you know. And that's something that you have to heal from, and only you can heal from that. Nobody else can. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap up the video right here. I hope that you guys have gained a lot of value and insight from this series so far. And if you have, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button right now and click the bell right next to it so you get notified every single Friday that I upload videos to this channel. And also make sure to go ahead and smash the hell out of that like button so that, you know, we can boost this video up in the YouTube algorithm, and it shows YouTube that, you know, y'all are really feeling this video and that, you know, it's adding value to you guys' lives, and thus it'll push the video higher and higher up the ranks, and that gives me more of a chance to go ahead and help more people. And also, if you guys are longtime subscribers, make sure to go ahead and join my private Facebook group for YouTube subscribers only. So you can only get into this group if you're actually subscribed to my channel. And if you are, make sure to go ahead and click the link in the description below to go ahead and join up, so that you go ahead and I can accept you into the group, and you can just communicate with me there, ask me questions, private message me personally if you have any concerns or any suggestions on topics that I can speak on for this channel. Also, if you guys want some merch, make sure to go ahead and copy some merch by clicking the link in the description below to get you a t-shirt like this, or if you want any of my other, you know, clothing, the link is in the description below. And also, you know, if you guys are subscribed to my channel, or if you just checked out this video and this is your first time seeing me, I got a gift for you, a free gift, a free guided meditation that you can go ahead and click and download for yourself by clicking the link in the description below to go ahead and claim yours today. And with that being said, peace in and out with the highest vibes, and I'll catch you guys next Friday.